Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Forte, and this is DPS Podcast, episode 11. Man, it's been a pretty crazy week. Been playing some games. Definitely been playing a lot of games. That's why you ain't seen no videos on this channel, which will be coming back after this this race for World's First that's going to take place on Saturday in Destiny. So once that's over, we're going to get back to our regular scheduled programming and get some videos up on this channel. But yeah, man, I want to introduce my homeboy, the man, the myth, the legend. The Q is harder than Demon Souls itself. Slow-mo backslap. What is going on, sir?
Dude, I am beside myself. It has been a week, and you know, you have not been making videos because you've been playing games.
Yes,
I haven't been making videos because although I have been playing games mostly on PC, I've been looking for a PlayStation 5.
What's up,
so,
Chris?
like, that's taking up a lot of my time, and my mental endurance is on E when it comes to making content. Although I am working on a Godfall impressions video that I will probably have out tomorrow, and as well as a video about why a certain game I think deserves to be the game of the year. But I'm not going to talk about which game that is. You probably already know which game that is. But I ain't gonna
all you gotta do is watch Brap yesterday, and you'll find out.
right.
Just watch Brap because all our stuff is not secret anymore. It's like all these shows that we are on, man. We kind of just give it all away on that stuff. But this is where we can, just be ourselves and have fun. Shout out to Chris Bush. So Chris Bush, that's my homie. That's my GameStop brethren right there. He was one of the few people that was saw the light and found a way to get out of here before everything started happening. I guess he was the smart one. So shout out to Chris Bush. But nah, man, he misses.
What was happening?
Oh, nothing. You talking about just GameStop in general,
Oh, he left the company.
Yeah, he left the company for greener pastures. Shout out. He misses it every day. Every time he FaceTimes me, we look at each other. I'm like, yeah, you look bored. You look real bored. He's like, nah, man. I like having my weekends. I like coming home after 6 o'clock every day. I said, but do you really? Do you really miss it? Yeah, you really miss it. So, yeah.
Shout out to Mumble Ranting Gaming, who just got his PS5 today.
Okay, we can't.
Congrats to him.
Don't be bringing up the fact that y'all got PS5s and Slow-Mo ain't got one, man. Look, man, Slow-Mo good. Look, man, Luca called me. Little inside stuff. Luca calls me. It was like, yo, we got to find a way to get Slow-Mo on PS5. I was like, we've been trying. He said, no, we need to try harder because I don't know. I'm worried for this man. I worry for him. He wasn't himself on Scumcast. I was like, Slow-Mo. I was like, yeah, listen, I did hear you on Scumcast when you did your outro. Normally, you will beat up the drum of DPS podcast. You were literally like, Slow-Mo backslap, check out my channel.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's get on out of here. Hey, look,
it's like every time you say anything, especially over the last week, it's like your soul is leaving your body because you've been trying so hard to get this PlayStation, and Sony don't want to give it to you.
Sure don't, and it's like
Gaming Addict, I sent you the link if you want to jump in.
Let's talk about like how this whole thing has been playing out. And look, I understand. Well, this is what I'll say is what the issue is. There's 3 issues with how next generation is coming out, and it's not like this is not a Sony exclusive issue. It's also an issue with Microsoft. Neither one of them have enough inventory for demand. Now, I get COVID stuff, and they tried to produce as many consoles as possible without messing up the yield, without having a serious amount of defective units, that kind of stuff. So right. I get that, but there's still a better way of handling a massive amount of demand and very little supply. Case in point is Apple. If Apple has a backlog for iPhones. And by the way, they come out with an iPhone every year. And by the way, the number of iPhones they sell every year at launch eclipses what
both these
PlayStation, but both these systems combined. Okay, so the fact that they have a system where you can get it, and if you if you can't get it at launch, they back order it, or they find a way where basically you put your name in, and then you eventually will get it. You have some assurances that you're going to get it eventually, you know?
Yeah.
Why are we dealing with these daily lottery slash Hunger Game systems where we're gonna put you in a queue? We're not gonna tell you where you are in the queue. We're just gonna say is, like your wait is more than an hour. Then as the number starts to go down, it's gonna fluctuate and go up sometimes too. And then when you hit like 13 minutes left, we're gonna tell you we're all out. Try again tomorrow. And then you're gonna do this ad nauseum. Let me tell you, when the link went up, I jumped in 4 seconds after it went up. 4 seconds. And I still didn't get in before they ran out. This is ridiculous. And the fact that this is the only way to get a PlayStation 5 without bots taking up the lion's share of the inventory, freaking Walmart still thinks this like 1995 or something. I don't know. Like, they just don't get it. Freaking Walmart keeps announcing when they're coming out with stuff. Like, stop announcing it. You're just making it easier for the scalpers. It doesn't matter anyway, because the way their bots are set up, that they're constantly scraping the web. And what scraping means is that they're constantly just refreshing these web pages, waiting for it to go live so they can, scoop in and take everything. And so Walmart still doesn't get it. They using CAPTCHA, like that's actually going to, like there are bots that can get past CAPTCHA. And as a significant number of people who actually were able to land a PS5 or Xbox with Walmart, got almost immediately after. Like, I saw a dude say, I got the cancellation email before I got the approval email. He got the cancellation email that his PlayStation 5 was canceled before he got the confirmation email that confirmed his payment.
The bots got to it first. They was like, we got to send your payment back, bro.
Yeah, it's just like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. And the people that I'm most pissed at are the people that have created this system. It's not the scalpers. They're trash. They're trash individuals, but they are who they are. It's the weak-minded individuals that decide, I can't wait. I'm just going to spend $900+ on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X.
I want to talk about that too. It's
those people that allow this to happen because they are the sheep. They are the gullible ones that the scalpers just go, well, yeah, of course I'm going to keep doing it. And of course I'm going to take the money that I'm making off of this to then go through and also continue to scalp more consoles, because the gullible sheep keep buying it. And what these people don't realize is that if you guys stop spending 300% over what the MSRP was, these scalpers will be sitting on tons of inventory they can't move, and they're going to drop their prices, and they try to at least break even or do a little bit more, and they're going to stop scalping the systems because no one is biting. You are your own worst enemy. And so, like, it's freaking ridiculous. I think we got Addict waiting in the waiting room.
Is he sitting in the wait? Oh yeah, well, Addict. Oh, there he is. Lord Gaming Addict, welcome to the show. Home of the Lords. This is the second home of the Lords. We had Cognito here last week, and we got the difficult game Conqueror in the house today. What's going on, Addict?
Doing pretty good.
I checked out your live stream earlier today. Y'all were fooling, just to let you know.
Yeah, I was. I think JW, he sent me one message too many. I was all right, man. Where are you at? You time? We're about to go live. Like you gotta stop this nonsense.
Yeah, they was pretty much going crazy. But before we get started, let me go through a couple of the people that was here. Like I already said, shout out to Chris Bush, shout out to Darcia. You know, he's in the house. Mitch dies a lot. He's in here. Mumble Rant. He said that Salty's in the bushes for the next 2 weeks because I guess he's on like a PlayStation vacation, so he won't be coming back till December 3rd. So he said it's up to us to, you know, snatch all his viewers away and bring them over. So
shout out to Salty. I hope he's having
on the real note, I can get you a PlayStation 4 for $700.
PlayStation 4?
PlayStation 5, my bad.
What the heck? I mean, I could get him a PlayStation 5 for $700 if he wants to pay for it.
I'm not paying $1 over MSRP. I understand paying like the cost of MSRP plus shipping, but no.
Yeah. Shout out to
more than that. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, shout out.
But you probably want to do the super chat because this is going into another thing that I'm not doing. So like Enrique, Basement Radio Arcade podcast is the $2 super chat. Sup guys, slow mo, get that Python script going. Now look, I could do that.
The second time that someone said you should do this.
Yeah, look, I can fight fire with fire, but I just feel some kind of way about it. I feel like it's just not right. I feel like any of this use of scripting to you know attain inventory ain't right. I'm just not going to do it. I thought about it, and I actually
do it to get one slow mo.
My thing with the whole scalping thing is I don't mind them. I don't even mind the people buying it. If you sat in line or you got lucky and got a PlayStation before it went down, you have every right to resell that. But if you're using a script to buy like 10 of them and it causes the website to crash, you're the problem.
Yeah, that's true. So
this definitely is part of the problem. See a lot of people complaining about how they got it in their cart, but then the website crashed, and then once they got the website back up, it was sold out. Yeah, it crashed because of that. It's an unintentional DDoS attack. A denial of service attack, and a lot of those are based off of pinging the servers, the web servers over and over and over again, where they just can't keep up with requests, and then everyone just gets denied out. And so it's, you know, I mean, some of that was going to happen anyway when you have a high demand product, but when you have a software and scripts that can get in and ping and do that way more times than a human can.
Man,
it's a whole nother story.
You just got to take that. You just got to do it slow mo. Get yourself one and get out. I mean, unless that power is too strong, it's gonna make you want. It's gonna turn you to evil and make you want to get more than one.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would set it up where I would just get one, and that's it.
So all right. So my thought process on it. And I was
going to do it about that.
I was thinking about this at work today. I was, seeing that all of these people are having problems with these systems on both sides. Seems like it's a little bit more widespread on the PlayStation side, but Xbox is still having problems too. So if you are one of those people that are impacted by it, I feel for you. I know it's going to be hard to replace. You do got that warranty through PlayStation and through Microsoft, so you should be covered there. But I've been telling people, buy warranties on these things, man. This is crazy, the amount of people that are having issues with these systems. And the one thing I was thinking about when I was at work today, I was like, man, people are literally buying these systems off of people for $1,100 and $1,200. And if they have an issue with the system, who are they going to send that system to?
The Craig, the scalper, who no,
I was thinking about that. Who is going to, because you got to have a receipt and information for the receipt to send it in to Microsoft and Sony. Because even if they know they're under warranty, they're not going to service you unless you have a proof of purchase for it.
Well, I wonder, are these scalpers even giving the people the receipt?
More than likely not.
That's entirely not true. I remember my Xbox Series S broke down a couple years ago, and Microsoft didn't ask for none of that shit.
They didn't ask for it. Okay,
they're
well,
just like,
But they
send it
probably
to
just
me.
asked for the serial number, right?
Yeah, that's all they asked for.
Okay, well, if they just asking for serial numbers, you're fine, dear. But it's just crazy to me to think that there's an opportunity out there that some of these people are buying systems for extraordinary amounts of money, and they could have an issue with it, and they're literally up the creek and have to deal with Xbox and Microsoft and can't just take it to a store and return it because you spent an exorbitant amount of money to just get it in your possession. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to do it, because I talked to some people at work today that were like, yo, it's getting to the point where I'm desperate. I told my kid this is all they want for Christmas is this PlayStation. I got to get this PlayStation for my kid. I was like, well, how much are you? He said, I mean, I'll spend $1,100. My kid is worth $1,100. I'm like, wow. But that's what's going to happen though. And like you said, Slow-Mo, people are selling these things at this price, but the people out there are willing to pay it because they can't find it anywhere else. Right. And part of it has to do with the fact that Xbox and PlayStation are just not giving enough stock. And I mean, like you said, due to, COVID related situations and stuff.
I really feel people wouldn't resort to going to Scalpers if they could just get their PlayStation or Xbox, reserved on back order. And they got they know they are in line with the Microsoft Store or
kind of crazy though.
PlayStation Direct, and be like, okay, I may not be able to get it right away, but I can get it. And they gave me like a time period, maybe like late December, early January, whatever.
I think if you told someone late December, they going straight to eBay. Like they're
going straight to eBay. Yeah, I think
some people would be like, all right, man, it's coming. And like a lot of like the kids and stuff, all right. They wake up and is like, look, your PlayStation get here at the end of the month, ain't nothing I can do about it. I ain't paying $1,100. You got to wait till the end of the month. But people like us, we ain't waiting for that.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that we are not the minority. I mean, I'm sorry, we're not the majority though. And so, like when we know that there's like, I mean, even that like we're hardcore gamers, we know like by February, it's not going to be the kind of situation that it is a week after launch, but your casual gamer or your parent trying to get your kid the Xbox or PlayStation before Christmas don't know that.
I think the majority of sales right now is hardcore.
Yeah.
I think the majority of sales right now is hardcore. There's obviously going to be people buying the console for their kid, but a lot of the time that's why you see Xbox One X's and Xbox One S's and the PS4 Slims go mad cheap, because grandma gonna buy that before they buy a $500 console.
Man, I see people coming in here buying PlayStation 4s for $400, and I'm like, huh? Why? Why? Because they haven't dropped the price of the Pros yet. They're still $400. I'm like, bro, $400? Just wait. Are you that thirsty? I'm like, dog, these people out here thirsty to play a video game. I was like, dog, you are literally one system generation behind in numbers. Just wait and spend the same amount of money and get the digital PS5. But no, people. This is what we were talking about like last year. We were talking about how people would just buy whatever's available. Sooner or later, whatever is available will sell. And people right now just want to have something under their tree for their family members, and they're gonna keep fighting that fight trying to find these systems. But when it comes down to the come down, it's gonna be like, yo, what's available? That Xbox available, that PlayStation available. It's pretty crazy to see that the level, there is more than just casual people.
See, I have a friend here.
Systems.
I have a friend here that he's got like 8 PS5s. He's selling
80.
And, 8. He's got like.
Can you
3 or 4.
Can you put Slow-Mo up?
No, because he wants anyone who has 8 PS5.
And I could probably. I could probably talk him down to 6 because I've known him since I was in high school, but he's not coming off that at base value when he can sell.
We couldn't even get 12. We couldn't even get Jansen to come off his for less.
Well, I can tell you like I don't know the guy. I'm pretty sure he's a nice individual. So at some point in life,
here comes the slander.
But he can eat 1,000 dicks and die, as far as I'm concerned. With that, I'm not. Yeah, I appreciate Addict saying that he could probably get him to come down a little bit, but if it's not MSRP, I don't want it. I do not want to be a part of this system where we are condoning and then reinforcing the behavior that is what this market is right now. And so,
yeah, it's just at a certain point, it's just sooner or later it's going to all come it's all going to come to a head, and these systems are going to be available, but it may not be when people thinks. We had CFOs coming out talking about how this might be the norm for Xbox until like April.
I don't know about all that. I think that's a lot of
well, no, he's talking about to the point where demand is like where you can comfortably walk into the store pretty much any time and get a system. There was like, he's not saying you won't be able to walk into a store. It's difficult to do that.
Find. Well, I mean, like with COVID happening right now, there's some stores that just won't even allow it, which is weird because they allow you to walk in and buy, like Target allow you to walk in and buy a stick of gum, but you can't walk in and buy a new console. But
the difference is there's a difference to that though. And I was talking to somebody, and I kind of, like I said, this is only my thought process on it. I think with COVID being as bad as it is right now, a lot of these states are reverting back to, shutting down and, putting restrictions in place. The last thing you want is a bunch of
my
PS5s.
State's already started.
Yeah. The last thing you want is a bunch of PS5s and Xbox Series X sitting in the back room of some stores, not being able to be sold to nobody. So these companies are like Walmart. Granted, PlayStation, started this when they said that we're only selling online. So they kind of started the trend where I think the rest of these retailers are like, yo, we rather sell these things online instead of putting them in stores, because if they go to stores, there's a chance that we may not get these things back.
But doing that has forced more of the inventory to scalpers, because now you're in there.
You gotta think those companies don't care.
I gotta call out someone that Fortank will like this, and obviously what GameStop's doing with the bundles is genius on their part. But they're like, yo, we got PS5s, but you gonna buy everything you could possibly have.
Right.
That $900 PS5
bundle? Trash bundles. Oh my goodness. What in the world? What is that headset? I ain't never even heard of that headset before.
They might as well be scalping your ass. They literally might as well be scalping your ass.
Right.
They're giving you the value, but they know they're getting a percentage from every shit they sell.
Yeah, it's like they decided, okay, so
it's better than scalping, but it's not much.
It's like, we're gonna give you the value of everything, but you don't want any of this stuff. But
the thing is, if you go to the website, every last one of those bundles sold.
Yeah, obviously, because you it's like I said, it's not as bad as scalping, because
you're actually getting something for your money. You may not want it.
You get the value of what you put in there, right. But it's just like, they're like, what they should have done is like do a bundle and then let you give you options in that bundle. Like, do you want Assassin's Creed or do you want another controller? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then just do that up until whatever they were doing. But like them forcing you, like, yo, you getting this controller, you getting Assassin's Creed. I know you don't like that damn shit, but you getting it. Like,
yo, what did Lucas say when I was talking to her about buying the bundle? Shout out to Lucas. She's in the chat right now. Check out Scumcast on Saturday. It's going to be a blast. But she was talking about, I wish I would buy a bundle that gives me an extra controller. I'm the only one playing this mug. Ain't nobody else touching this PS5 but me.
I don't need this extra controller. And you notice everything that was in the GameStop bundle was stuff that if you just go to the PlayStation store, it's always in stock. Yeah. The HD camera and the controller are the two things that has never been sold out at any store that is selling PlayStation 5 accessories and stuff. And so it's just like, of course they're trying to give that away, because not give it away, but put it in a bundle, because they can't move those units either way. So they're trying to get rid of it as much as possible.
They know they got people by the balls.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. They literally, this is the thing. Like you said, that's always in stock on the PlayStation store, but guess what's not always in stock? That PlayStation 5. And that place, and right now that place, they look at it. Look, let's be for real. GameStop, Walmart, Target, all these places are scalpers. They looking at it like, yo, we may not be getting extra money just for the system itself, but guess what?
No, they're not scalpers. They're not scalpers.
They're
actually giving you they're forcing you to pay for stuff you don't want, but at least you're actually getting that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're giving you the value of it, but it's just like they're making you buy shit you don't want. It's like I said, they're not scalpers. Like, they're like, let's say a scalper's on a 10, they're like on like a 7. Like,
well, you couldn't even put them in the same category.
No, scalpers are just basically taking.
I'm talking
the
about
actual
in terms of being scummy to get them sold. Like, not necessarily them like, upraising stuff and making you pay more.
Yeah. Scalpers would say, "Hey, look, it's just the PlayStation 5. It's just the Xbox Series X, but double the price." That's
Lucas said she keeps your controller plugged in, like it never unplugged. I mean, look how far away are you? Close you sit to your system. They don't give you but a 3-foot cable.
Yeah, she probably had another one though. Let's not act like people don't have other cables.
That's true.
Most of our phones takes that.
That's true. I mean, I think she's Android. I think she's Android, so that means she definitely has a longer Type C cable.
Yeah. I got multiple really, really long USB Type C cables just lying around the house that I use for phones and stuff.
My boy Chris said that's the GameStop tradition. He ain't lying. Bundle. Hey, I remember when Best Buy was. I remember when I was introduced to the bundle when I was working at Best Buy and the PS2 came out, and they were like, "Yo, the only way you buy a PS2 is if you buy 3 items in a game." And I was like, "Well, doesn't the game count as an item?" No, 3 accessories in the game. I'm like, ain't that many damn accessories?
That's why I feel like that's what GameStop should have done. Obviously, they were going to sell those bundles out regardless. But it would have been a lot nicer on like the consumers thing if they gave you a list of shit and you just had to pick like 4 of them, 4 or 5.
Yeah, let you pick your adventure basically.
So because then people pretty much are like, okay, I was gonna buy this shit anyway, so let me get that game. There are people who do want extra controllers. I don't know why, but let me get that controller. Okay, good. I was gonna buy this stuff anyway, but so some of them they make you buy some of these games that people don't want.
Got you. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but she said she's using her Elite Series 2 controller. Yeah, that is a very long. I guess that's the one thing Microsoft gave you was a really long USB.
A high quality one too.
No, that controller is 10 feet. It's freaking huge. But it actually matches the style because it's like black and spotted white. So it actually matches the PS5 controller. So, yeah, Slow-Mo, I just wanted to let you get, because I know frustration was going to truly set in the longer I let you rant about how PlayStation has really been treating you.
I told you, man, I can get you one for $6.
Artemis said you need to just come back to Xbox.
That's a negative.
He said just come back to Xbox. Just come back to Xbox and enjoy gaming.
I got a PC. Tell me what on Xbox I can't play on my PC.
That's
true.
It
don't even matter what you can't play on PC. If you want to play if you want to play online gaming, man, you want to stay away from PC. And let me take that back. If it's on Steam, you want to stay away from PC.
Why?
Because there's all types of cheating, dude. Almost every game I play that's on Steam, there's some type of online cheating going on. Dude, there's people cheating in Fall Guys. People cheating in Among Us.
Yeah, that's true.
People cheating in Destiny. They make it to where you can see the imposter, even though that you can't. Like I guess they do some kind of mod or something like that where it breaks that fourth wall where the imposters can only see the other imposters. They make it to where they see what imposters see, but they're not the imposter.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I guess I like my frames. So like all the games are there and they perform better on my PC. So that's where I'm gonna stay.
As long as they give me 60, I'm good with console. I'm done. Like this PC stuff has got me so sick to my stomach with this cheating shit that I'm done. I'm done with PC entirely. Like the moment they get me off this shit, now I'll come to PC and play like some PvE stuff when like only people are playing console PC games on a PC. Like when they're playing Destiny, and the only people I can play with is the people playing PC. But I'm playing on Xbox if I can. That's just point blank.
I must say that for a second, I might have to mark this. This one is also another explicit episode on Anchor. The Addict has.
Addict just blew up the spot.
Yeah, Addict has exceeded the curse limit.
The threshold.
The threshold. Usually, like it's 4. I'm like, all right, I'll give him 2.
No one told me I couldn't cuss. That should be something you say when I come in here.
Hey, well, I mean, like I thought Forte told you, but it's all good.
No,
It's all
nobody
good.
told me that.
So
I don't. I'm on IOP. I cannot cuss if I'm asked not to.
that's funny. So we're gonna transition this conversation. Slow-mo, are you okay? Are you gonna make it to tomorrow if you don't get a PlayStation?
Look,
tonight
y'all
for
need to
Walmart?
stop acting like I'm like, you know,
I just want to make dog because
like I'm podcasting from a bridge and I'm about to like walk off. Like it's not that serious.
I mean, StreamYards does let you go mobile.
Oh
Look,
God!
I'm good.
They
Show us
let
your
you
camera,
go
fam.
mobile. Shit, turn your camera on, bro. We gotta make sure
Okay,
you
right.
are. Right.
I think I hear win, man. I hear win. Where you at?
No, I'm good. I'm
I
good.
thought you was on some beach, but man, it don't look like you on a beach.
All right, so
ain't no beaches in Maryland. Well, there is.
There's bridges.
There's nowhere near me. There's nowhere near me, but yeah.
All right, so let's transition this conversation over. We pretty much just had 36-minute conversation about why Slow-mo can't get a PlayStation.
It's not just me.
No, well, a lot of people, but
there are millions of people out there.
Slow-mo's the only person we care about right now. That's
I'm telling you, the queue. Look at the name. The queue is harder than Demon Souls. I'm telling you, like it is. It's a very, very difficult game, and 9 times out of 10, when it's over, you feel used and abused. So
right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's transition this conversation over to the Game Awards. You know, Jeff Keighley's at it again. You know, this thing has been going on for a while. I keep forgetting how far this actually goes back. It's been a long time since we had like the Spike TV Video Game Awards and all that other stuff. Now he just has his own thing. So we don't have all the drama like we had last year with Days. What's the name of that freaking game that I refused to play?
Death Stranding.
Yeah, I refused to play the walking simulator.
Were you about to say Days Gone?
I was about to say Days Gone. I actually might play that. I might actually play that game now because of the 60 frames per second mode that they have on it. We
don't have
PS5.
drama yet.
That's true. We don't have drama yet, but at least right now, as it stands, we don't have a Hideo Kojima and a Jeff Keighley love fest that everybody's like fixated on that might actually pay big dividends for him when the rewards come out. So first of all,
I'm waiting for before you get into it. I'm waiting for all the drama and people being upset about The Last of Us Part 2. I'm fairly certain we're going to start seeing people saying it's rigged and The Last of Us Part 2 is going to win for some conspiracy theory, political, whatever agenda nonsense. But it's definitely going to happen.
Part of me thinks Animal Crossing is about to win that game of the year.
It's funny because we had that conversation last night on BRAP. I don't think Animal Crossing is going to win, but like maybe half of the panel felt like it will win. I guess we'll see.
Animal Crossing are going to run away with this.
But I guess go ahead and scroll up so we can just.
Oh no, we got to start. We got to start at in the doldrums.
Skip
Bethesda. So
all this esports garbage.
That's what I was going to ask.
None of us on the panel or in the chat know anything.
Are we in agreement that we're going to skip everything that has something to do with esports?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was like debatable. I thought in this community that's just standard.
First of all, it's a dang shame that half of the categories it seems are esport related, but we're gonna move on.
I think they fund the video game awards like really.
I do too. I think they probably do. Money. They probably do get a lot of money. All right, so
part of why he pushes them so hard.
Okay, we could talk about this one because it is esports, but it is the best game of esports. Do you think Call of Duty is the best game of esports?
How can we make this like? We would actually have to like watch.
All right, we're moving on. Okay, so God, there's a lot of esports ones.
Exactly.
There's a lot of esports.
It's like a third of the categories.
Yes, exactly. All right, so best debut game we got. Man, we got some. I'm shocked that Immortal Shells actually made it on this list. I'm actually happy it's on this list because I think that's what's going to win. But what are we thinking about best debut game? And people in the chat, chime along with us, man. What do you think will win in these different categories? And what games in these categories do you think are games that should have been a part of this category? So, Slow-mo, I'm gonna go with you first. What do you think about the list? What do you think should be in there, and what do you think is going to win?
I may be a bit biased here, but I think Rogue Company should have been in this list. Best debut game, that's one. But I think out of what's there, I think either Mortal Shell or Phasmophobia should. I probably said that wrong, but whatever.
It's
I
okay.
think. I think one of those would end up winning because that game is Phasmophobia is really popular on Twitch, and Mortal Shell. A lot of people who are into Souls kind of games enjoyed Mortal Shell, or at least tried it out, played it a lot. So I think one of those two will probably win it.
Okay, cool. What about you, Addict?
Mortal Shell.
Okay, dry self. What
I mean, I just
this is the episode of the listen. You dry as hell. Like, Mortal Shell.
What like I don't know any other game there really. So,
okay, so what? Okay, well, at least tell me what was missing. What do you wish was in this?
I didn't play any of these games, by the way, so I don't have.
I didn't either.
If Addict hadn't played any of those games, I could get him just picking one and being like,
What debut game that came out this year? Is there anything that came out this year that you wish would have made on this list? Slomo made a good one when it came to Rogue Company because that did kind of blow up real quick.
Besides Rogue Company, I don't know what else. As far as games that came out this year, I've been playing a bunch of games that's been out for years. Like I haven't played a whole lot of games that came out this year that I feel like would be plausible to be on this list.
That's spoken like a true Xbox fan right there. Games that's already been out.
Oh, stop it!
I'm one of them, man. I bought an Xbox. I bought an Xbox Series X.
Gaming communities a little too much lately. I'm just letting you know.
What'd you say? Wait. What'd you say?
You be slandering gaming communities and people in gaming communities a little too much. I just need you to slow down with some of the smoke.
Because I just see some crazy stuff in the gaming community that just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Okay, well, there we go. Content creator of the year. Who do we think? I think Alana Pierce has really done a lot. Every time I turn on YouTube, she's always making a video, and the woman's always working. I know Tim the Tap Man has had an amazing year.
I've never heard of that.
It wasn't he the person that what's that play? The Fall Guys Twitter was harassing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say him.
Wait, what? Fall Guys was harassing him?
They weren't harassing him like a negative way. They were pretty much saying you're never gonna win a crown, and we're gonna laugh at you every time you don't win a crown.
Wow.
They was going
because of them doing that, he was getting like 300,000 or 400,000 live viewers every time he was streaming.
Every time he streamed the game, see if
he's probably like, well, thank you.
and what's funny is it got to the point where they were like, we're not going to follow you on Twitter until you get this crown. Right.
Did he eventually win?
Yeah, he finally won. Well, they had devs and people helping him do it.
The devs.
They had like the top streamers helping him do it. I watched a couple of the streams. Like if he won, they literally, like if he was about to win, they would just proactively lose.
Wow.
It still took him forever to win it, even with all those.
That's hilarious. I think Alana Pierce is going to win this because now technically she's no longer a content creator in the strictest sense. Now that she works for Sony Santa Monica, so I think this is going to be like her swan song, sort of thing. I think she's going to win. She
deserves it though. If she does win,
I enjoy her streams. Especially when she does like her DJ stuff. It's like just all off the cuffs, man. I really enjoy what she does.
But yeah, most of these people I had never even heard. I heard of Valkyrie before, but
she's the person she's the person that streams of PewDiePie and that Sekiro dude and
but like the J-Ann Lopez, I had never even heard of her. But she seems interesting and fun, and I definitely want to check her out.
On the real though, like I wouldn't be surprised if that Valkyrie chick wins it because she's grown like triple in this year. Like she got really big this year.
Does she play like Apex Legends or something?
She plays that. Valorant? Like the big thing that her and them people. She's got like a group, like a clique of people. She plays with the Pokey chick. What's that chick's name?
Pokemon. Oh, okay.
Pokemon.
Right, so it's like one of those pyramid things where it's like there's one main content creator, and then they play with a bunch of other content creators who didn't also get big because they play all the time with
the biggest thing they're playing right now is Among Us, and they've they're like the go-to streams to play for Among Us, to watch for
Right.
Among Us. So I wouldn't be surprised if she wins. Like I really wouldn't. Like it's neither her or Lana Pierce. That's who I would say.
Yeah, I think Alana's probably pretty much got it on lock. I think she probably will check it.
Yeah, so-
Whoa, you went back to esports. Okay, never mind. We're good.
No,
we're good.
I didn't go back to esports. All right, we're moving. Best multiplayer game. Slow mo.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
You
Yeah.
don't even need to read everything. Among Us.
Yo, you got Congress women playing this game. Okay,
Congresswoman.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
What up, Bounty Boom?
Yeah, what's up, Bounty Boom? What's up, man? Yeah, well, once I saw AOC and the other, I can't remember the other Congresswoman playing it, I was like, yeah, this is on a whole nother level. When you got politicians playing the game to help them get votes, you hit another level of popularity that Fall Guys and none of these other games that are listed have never hit. Even except for Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing definitely did.
And you know what's crazy is like Fall Guys had the potential, but Among Us came out of nowhere and stole all the light.
Among Us has always been there too. That's
what I'm saying. It came out of nowhere.
It just took one person to stream it that was big and was like, yo.
And I think it. Who was it? I think it was the. I don't know.
I forget who was the person.
I think it was in that Valkyrie tier. Like one of them people.
It was one of them. It was one of them that blew it up. Yeah. But the game came out last year, and no one knew. It was it came out on Steam and mobile, and people was just like, "What is that? I don't know what Among Us is." So one big time streamer plays it, and people realize the potential and how much fun it is, and then it just took off from there.
That's why.
Go ahead.
That's why when that dude said that streamers should have to buy license to stream games, that's why a lot of people like had so much to say about it. It's like, look, like we're coming in a year where streamers literally revived a game that was dead. Like
exactly. Like you should be thanking them for the free publicity and free marketing.
Well, most of these people have trash games, and that's why they're saying that, because their games, like nothing's going to save them, and streamers aren't playing it because it's not good.
The guy who said that was the lead director over the worst Assassin's Creed game and the worst Far Cry game. So yeah, makes complete sense. Actually,
yeah. The thing for me about this category,
and he works for Stadia.
Oh Lord!
That's all you should have started with that.
Exactly.
I think the thing that kind of sticks out to me about this, and I don't think Animal Crossing has a prayer at winning anything in this category, is just to tell you that Animal Crossing to me really isn't a multiplayer game, because it does have multiplayer elements where you can share and go to other people's worlds and see their islands and stuff. So it does have a multiplayer component, but it's nowhere near the focus of the game. And the fact that still made it on this list amongst all of the games like Rogue Company, it's kind of crazy. But because all the rest of these games are true multiplayer games, like Warzone is a multiplayer mode of Call of Duty, and Fall Guys and Among Us are multiplayer. Just that's it. And Valorant it's basically CS:GO but on steroids now.
That's actually a really popular game too. I didn't realize.
Well, Valorant, I would say Valorant would have a really good chance of winning this.
I think Warzone would win if Among Us wasn't there.
No, well, Warzone probably would win it just because it was a good reimagination of what they did with Blackout, and they actually did a really good job in bringing all of those systems to bear when it comes to the new game. Valorant is just a really, really, really solid first person shooter that a lot of people probably just don't know about because they're not on the PC side of the platform to play. But I'm with Slow Mo. I thought Fall Guys was easily going to win this category until Among Us was found by some random streamer on the other side of the universe that decided to say, let there be light on this game, and everybody started playing. Anytime you can get people, like Slomo said, that don't even play video games to really like have a huge impact on how many people, the visibility of a game, it lets you know that it's doing something right. So
bro, I had a session of Among Us This has never happened to me before. A session of Among Us with my wife, my friend and his wife, my other friend and his wife, and their 2 cousins. Like, I've never, like, when you get people who basically are like, except for one of my friend's wives, the other 2, they just don't, like my wife and the other guy's wife, they don't care about gaming at all. And you can get them into it and them having fun and them going, hey, when's the next time we're doing that? You've reached a whole nother level of like,
and plus it being on PC really, I mean not PC,
mobile
really helped them more than probably anything else.
Yeah.
I do want to bring you, like Dizzy just brought up a good point. Animal Crossing, you just don't think about it, but I forgot that Gary Whitta does a show called Animal Talking, that he does Phil Spencer was on that show. We actually did videos on it. And
so people just show up and they just sit there and watch people talk.
But it's still in the game where you have a multiplayer component where you can like.
Is that really multiplayer?
It is. It is something. I mean, put it this way: do I think it's going to win? No.
Is a Zoom call multiplayer? I mean, like that's essentially what you're talking about. It's like a Zoom meeting, except you got little cute bears.
You are kind of tripping with that analogy there.
But there's an avatar in the game, Slow-Mo.
Okay, because of Avatar, though you ain't playing.
There's avatars of PlayStation characters on Twitter, but we're not acting like they're Ellie and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. That doesn't mean that's a game. Hey, game of the year. You know, the little avatars on Xbox.
Moving on. So are we all
happening here?
Are we all in agreement that Among Us is going to win this category?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, moving on. Best sports racing game. I love how they put those together. There's no Forza on this list, so it's pretty wide open this year. So I can instantly tell you right now that I don't think Dirt's going to win because Dirt just got crapped on for like an entire 2 months of publicity when it came to Xbox. To me, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 might take this.
What's the other ones?
It's
FIFA 21,
NBA 2K, and F1 2020.
2020. I think Tony Hawk might take this, bro.
I want Tony Hawk to take it. I want Tony Hawk to take it because I can't stand the microtransactions and the exploitation of gamers that FIFA and 2K do. And I don't think F1 2020 and Dirt 5 deserve the win. This is always the category every year where it's just because you made a racer or sports game, you get nominated. Like it's like we came out with Need for Speed this year. We're going to be in that category with everyone else and lose the Forza again. I mean, like it's typically what this category is. I think Tony Hawk should win just because it's not exploiting every gamer that buys it. So
well, some people are going to tell you, well, it's a remake of 2 classic games. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
All right, then, great. Is it good?
As long as they did it good and well, they did it well. That's all I care about.
Right. We can move on.
What about you, Addict?
Oh, you already said Tony Hawk, right?
Yeah, Tony Hawk or 2K, one of those two. I'm leaning more towards Tony Hawk.
All right, Addict, I know this is your category. Best sim and strategy games. We got Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3. We got Gears Tactics. We got Microsoft Flight Sim, which I guess is a sim. It is a sim. And XCOM Chimera Squad. Addict, you go ahead first because I know you played at least 2 of the games on this list.
I played 3 of them.
3 of them.
I don't think XCOM is gonna win that because it's like an expanded DLC.
Yeah, it's very short.
Gears Tactics. I think I'm gonna give it to Gears Tactics. Like Desperado's decent, huh?
Microsoft gonna win something?
I mean, they have two categories right there in that one thing.
Flight Sim might win it by itself.
I think Flight
Sim's a big game too, but. Like, I feel like when it comes to strategy, they're going to end up leaning more towards like an actual strategy game and not just a flight simulator. But if it's between those two.
Well, sim comes before strategy.
Yeah, then I'd give it the flight simulator.
Yeah, I think Flight Simulator is gonna win. I mean, I know they don't base this solely off of like reviews, but it's got a 91 Metacritic score. I think that's gonna weigh heavily against the competition that didn't have none of these other games have a Metacritic score that's that high. Maybe Crusader Kings 3, but I doubt it. Yeah, Crusader Kings 3 does have a 91. If anything else wins, I think it probably would be Crusader Kings 3 because I heard a lot of great things about that. I haven't played it yet.
Flight Simulator will win it just because of they put expansions in there with Japan. Like it's more of just one person using it. Like all of the world's using this. It's like a worldwide appeal.
More and more with realistic graphics and settings. I think Flight's going to win it too, only because it's a great game too, or a great simulation of a game. I think the fact that you could the fact that you were able to fly through a freaking hurricane when Hurricane Laura was going through,
was pretty cool looking.
They put a hurricane in it.
No, yeah, because it's live weather. So when Hurricane Laura was down by New Orleans, you could take off and put it to live weather, and you could literally fly through the hurricane and get screenshots of what a hurricane looks like from the inside. It was crazy. Like some of those pictures look like, if you could really take a picture of this is what it would look like. It was incredible, bro. So just
pretty amazing.
We're able to do that in the game. I'm waiting. It's almost a national disaster type game. Like if you see something happening in the world that you can see it from the sky, go in Flight Simulator. It's going to probably look pretty cool. So
talk about a tsunami and people's like, go to Flight Simulator.
Flight Simulator is a huge.
Yeah. People are about to die in the Philippines, but hey, let's watch it. Let's watch the Flight Simulator.
Flight Sim.
We know that's happening, though. We know that's happening. Like people like it's a natural disaster. We need to help the Philippines. I ain't helping the Philippines. I'm gonna go see what it
did. Dizzy said that two of them got perfect scores from many reviews. He said between Flight Sim and
Crusader Kings, but which is why the category is simulation or simulation and strategy, and I think Crusader Kings 3 had the best reviews as a strategy game, and the Flight Simulator clearly is the best sim game to come out this year. So I think it's going to be one of the two. I think Flight Simulator will win.
It's literally the only sim game on this list. So it's kind of it's all right. Best family game. Slow-mo, you got kids. I got kids. The fact that Astro's Playroom isn't on this list because it came out so late is disappointing.
No, it should have still made it because my Spider-Man
should have made it because it's freaking incredible.
Well, what it is, it's not a family game because I don't think it's like multiplayer or anything like that.
It's only single player, but
I wouldn't know anything about that, unfortunately. But
I'm sorry, Slow-mo.
But no, I think Animal Crossing will probably win this.
Yeah. What's the other ones?
Crash. Are you
Crash 4
right
Fall
now?
Guys?
Are you looking at the sky or something?
No, I'm playing Destiny.
Oh God! Oh, you trying to get ready? He's trying to get ready. I got
there's Crash Bandicoot 4 Fall Guys.
Nope.
Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Okay.
Nope.
Minecraft Dungeons and Paper Mario.
Minecraft Dungeons.
I don't think Minecraft Dungeons.
If it was I don't know, Minecraft. As much as I want to say good on that, I don't think it was why it was good as a Minecraft game, but was it appealing enough like Animal Crossing?
For this category?
There's no way it beats Animal Crossing.
No.
And Fall Guys, come on, man, it's a single player game.
Yeah, but you can play it.
You can play
Animal Crossing's a single player game.
That's true too. With multiplayer, yeah, that's true. I don't know. None of these games I say Animal. I'm not even gonna try to rack my brain around it. I'm gonna say Animal Crossing. Let's move on. Best fighting game.
Oh, I got zero opinion on this.
We got
zero.
We got so German Blue Fantasy versus Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, which is all the DLC, Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition, One Punch Man Hero Nobody Knows, and Underwrite in Birth, blah 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 blah, X-Late, whatever the hell it is.
Mortal Kombat. That's
I was going to say Mortal
Kombat. Mortal Kombat's probably going to win it.
The fact that they got Rambo, they got Sly to come in and voice himself as on Rambo, it was pretty cool. So I think
that's cool. Yeah.
For me, it's worth it. Best role playing game. Once again,
here we go.
Once again, Slow, I know it hurts your soul every time you come across role playing games and you see Fire Emblem nowhere on the list.
Well, I mean, last year. Yeah, that was
last year. Should have been there last year, but so we got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact.
Wait. I think Fire Emblem was on the best role playing game list last year. It should have been nominated for Game of the Year, and it wasn't. And then they did that whole little like fan vote of what should have been in, and it won that overwhelmingly. But my mom was saying, "Here we go." Is that I feel like this should be out of the games that's listed. Final Fantasy VII Remake, like with no question. That's my opinion on it. Genshin Impact is a lot of fun, but yeah, it doesn't really compare.
Attic, do you want to fight against that? Because you did play Wasteland 3.
Which one is this?
It's best role-playing game. So between Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royale, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
I feel like Persona shouldn't be in there, low-key.
It shouldn't be.
It should not be.
Literally,
yeah, because that's literally the same game, which is DLC. Like, that's just ridiculous. That's like equivalent of Wasteland getting an expansion next year and getting in next year's role-playing game. Like,
right.
I think Final Fantasy's taking that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even though I'm shocked.
I love Wasteland. Wasteland was a great game, and if Final Fantasy wasn't there, I think it would be Wasteland by a long shot. But Final Fantasy, man.
Well, I'm shocked Slow-Mo did. That just lets me know how much more Final Fantasy was enjoyable because he played a lot of Genshin Impact. He doesn't really play it anymore now. But.
Yeah, Genshin Impact is probably it's not probably. It is the biggest mobile game at this moment. Right now, it's the biggest mobile game, and it is still immensely popular all over the world. I think if Final Fantasy VII Remake was not there, it would, Genshin Impact will win it. And it is a fun game. It's just that I just lost interest in it once I realized what the gameplay loop really was going to be, which is just use the wish system, get more characters, rank them up, use the wish system again to get more characters and rank them up. Like, I was more interested in the story and doing the different quests, but then it's like you would hit these, not paywalls, but you would hit these actual barriers to prevent you from
Artemis
doing the next quest.
He said Wasteland should win, but Final Fantasy VII will win because it's up for Game of the Year. He also said Impact is bigger than Pokemon Go. Is it? It
is. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, really? I saw something from that guy Daniel Ahmad, Z Huge on Twitter. He was talking about how big Genshin Impact has become in just a very short period of time, and that how much money it was making on mobile on a daily basis. It's definitely bigger than Pokemon Go.
Sir Taz, I missed it earlier. He said that Valkyrie played Fortnite with the Among Us vid, averaged 1 million views. She also played with the Congress.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
She did play with them. I remember. Yeah.
Play with the Congress lady.
I'm telling you, there's a good chance that she takes that from Alana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Shout out to Taz for bringing that up. I didn't even know. All right, so we're moving on to best action adventure game. And before we get started, let's just pour a little whiskey, a little bit of liquor, a little bit of beer out for Ori. Because why in the world is this category?
I feel like Ori got screwed this whole.
Yes, they did. Ori should be in Game of the Year.
They literally screwed Ori by putting it in this category. I'm like, what? What is? It's like, first of all, yes. Is there action in Ori? Yes. Is there an adventure in Ori? Yes, but Ori's freaking a platformer.
Ori should have been in over Hades, I think. Even though I think Hades may end up like I never played it, but a lot of people, everyone that's talked about it has spoke very highly of it. I think it may be deserving of its nomination. I just think that Ori is more deserving. I really enjoy playing that one.
Ori will win Game of the Year? No,
no indie game wins Game of the Year anyway.
Walking Dead did.
Yeah,
2012. And that's not
I'm just telling you it can happen.
I'm just saying it's not Jeff Keighley's video game award that it won. Jeff Keighley's video game awards. Indies, it is. Please stand over here. You're our token. You're our token indie. You're gonna stand over here.
And you know what's funny? Pete, remember Forte? I was convinced there were so many good games this year that there wouldn't be a token indie. Remember that?
Yeah.
You switch screens. There we go.
Screens,
He ended up finding a way to put a token indie in the game. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, but they do it every year though. Like last year, it was Celeste. The year before that, it was what was the one the year before that where everyone was like, "Oh wow, this game made it in." It was just like the game that has no shot. I can't remember what it is, but every year is one game that is just like, "Oh, that's a nice, cool indie game that made it." It ain't gonna win, but it's nice. You know, you gave them their props. They deserve to be here. But yeah.
So best action adventure. So this is where Slow Mo's theory on if Naughty Dog is going to win Game of the Year or they're just going to win every other category and not win Game of the Year starts.
Yep.
So to me, it's a shame that Jedi Fallen Order may not win this category because that game is freaking phenomenal.
It is.
It's a shame that it won't win this category because I think Ghost of Tsushima is probably going to win this category, but that will fly in the face of Slow-Mo's thought process on Game of the Year being Last of Us and not being like if it doesn't win this. And this is a very competitive one. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
these are all really like except for Valhalla, I guess.
I don't know anything. Like I played Valhalla, and I really don't have an opinion because I'm not far enough in it to really give an opinion on it. But just from the I didn't play. I have Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't played it yet, but just from what people talk about, it just seems like that game is on another level. And then if you add the DLC that they just threw out there that nobody knew was coming. That's another reason why I think that game has a possibility of winning Game of the Year, not alone best action game or adventure.
I'm gonna say this: whoever wins this category does not win Game of the Year. Ghost and The Last of Us Part 2, if they win this category, they don't win Game of the Year because the way it's gone, to go back to 2018 when Red Dead 2 was just taking every category it was in, and in the end, at Game of the Year, it was God of War. Last year, Death Stranding taking all these categories, and at the end, it wasn't Death Stranding; it was Sekiro.
I threw up a little bit in my mouth when you said Death Stranding.
Ghost of Tsushima is the worst rated game on this list.
I still think it deserves. Never mind.
Really? Because I thought Fallen Order had like a low 80s Metacritic. Hold up, let me.
I mean, we got to fact check. You know, Artemis is the homeboy. We gotta make sure. Shout out to
Jedi Fallen Order had 81 on PC, a 79 on PlayStation, and an 81 on Xbox.
That's why I can't be taking these reviewers' opinions seriously.
True. And what was it? We said Ghost. Was it?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost had a. Hold up. Why aren't you populating Ghost of Tsushima?
They don't want
you. There it is, 83. 83. So it had slightly higher. But it's a low 80s Metacritic. It's
okay.
Insane.
So it would be more interesting to me if they just gave this to Star Wars and let Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us fight it out later. That would be really interesting if that happened.
But that also kind of shows. Go ahead, Addict. Go ahead.
I think if it wins, it was out of pity. Because I feel like they know that they did Fallen Order really dirty last year. And I think they know they did it dirty because they extended. They were going to extend it for what's that game called? Cyberpunk. They like he put on Twitter that they were gonna have an emergency meeting and talk about extending the time for Cyberpunk. And I'm thinking to myself, like you did last year, get out of here with that nonsense.
It's like, so biased.
It was literally the day it came out. Literally the day it came out, they stopped it. And I was like, you could have easily have put that in.
Yeah, no problem, Artemis. He said he was wrong on that one. No problem, brother. It's
all good, bro.
You're all good, bro.
I think games that come out in December of the previous year never have any shot. Last year it was Smash Bros. And Smash Bros, if you look at like the game itself and its impact and how it was accepted among the gaming community, it definitely should have been a bigger contender and definitely something that should have been a better contender for Game of the Year. But it really had no shot. Games that are on the list from like December of the previous year never win.
Well, I think that's what's going to hurt Cyberpunk because it comes out in December of this year, and by the time next year comes around, there'll be other experiences. Like, let's say,
unless it gets delayed again.
Yeah, that's true. Don't say that.
Hey, look, man, it's been delayed like 700 times already. Like another delay would not shock anybody.
I think that the way that the Video Game Awards should be is the Video Game Awards should be in January, like the beginning of January, and it literally should be from the day it goes live all the way to the last day it went live. That's what it should be, the entire year, and not just like. I don't understand how they do shit like that. Like, it's like if you're in December, why don't you just delay it a month so you can give the entire year a shine?
Kyler says Dreams was an 89. I think that deserved to be nominated for Game of the Year. We all know Bucks that deserves to win.
Here we go.
All right, so best action game. I me personally, as much as I want Star Wars to win it, I think Ghost is going to win it. What do you guys think?
I think The Last of Us Part 2 will win this.
What about you, Attic?
I think Ghost is going to win it because I don't think Ghost is winning Game of the Year, and they're going to want to give it something.
All right.
Oh, you know what? Go scroll back down. Look at the category for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So
is that like to give the Ori?
I mean, by the letter of what the category
I've learned that those little descriptions are irrelevant when it comes to actually picking what wins.
Well, I'm with you, but I also think that it's just unfair that Ori is sitting in this category when it should be sitting in Game of the Year. Because
they had to throw it in somewhere as a consolation for not putting it in Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for...
I don't even understand how Hades got there. Like, it's a good game, but it's just like... How? Like,
I don't get this. Best action.
Yeah, why is that? Why is there best action than a best action adventure?
Action adventure.
Just call it best adventure.
Oh my god. Okay, so for the best game in the action genre, focus primarily on combat. So Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Doom Eternal, sir, all day, every day.
I would agree with that, but I also think this is another one of those categories where whoever wins this category does not win Game of the Year.
Well, we know Doom Eternal's not winning Game of the Year, so
I think it has a very good shot of winning Game of the Year.
I do think
it has a good shot.
Like, I low key.
This time last year, no one thought Sekiro would win.
No, I kind of thought Sekiro would win.
I had a thought process.
I low key. Like, I know this is going to be very, very bullshitty of me, but I low key want anyone to win but Last of Us just to see Twitter burn. Like, because I know, like I want Final Fantasy VII or Ghost to win it, but I'm just like, and then the inner messy part of me is like, I don't want no Sony game to win it because that's how Twitter's really going to burn. Like, if Sony has 3 Game of the Year contenders, and if not one of those bitches get Game of the Year, like, do you realize how mad people are gonna be on Twitter? And I'm gonna fucking love every bit of it. Oh man,
man, you up here? Yeah, see, this one for safe, not for work. So what you do?
I've already marked it as. It's all good. I think Hades will win this category because I think Hades doesn't have any shot of winning the actual real category, so they're going to make sure that, like, if you get a Game of the Year nomination, and you're going to win one other category that you're in, you're going to go home with something and not just honorable mention ribbon.
What is other category Doom's in.
I think Doom. Look, when we get the game of the year, I'll explain what I feel. But I think Doom will turn over.
It could have. Oh, you think Doom's going to win? Oh, we'll get to it in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
All right. Innovation and accessibility.
Definitely The Last of Us Part 2. They're definitely going to win.
Their accessibility mode is pretty ridiculous.
It was off the hook. I was shocked. I was like, wow, they really put a lot of thought into that. And just the disabled gamers like were so overjoyed with all the different features and different methods they were making sure that they were able to play the game. It was just like I had seen anything like that before ever, and that's commendable, for Naughty Dog to say the least. And I think they're definitely going to win this category for that alone.
Yeah, I do. I'm with you on that because that accessibility mode was crazy. What about you, Addict?
Yeah, Last of Us.
Last of Us is what I'm thinking. I mean, you don't want to put any fight up for bugs for grounded on Slow-Mo? For the queen ants that were beating you up on day to day.
Hey, look, man. Look, we don't need to bring up trauma like that. All right, we don't need to be reminding me of like
they did make it to where if they had like a mode if you were scared of spiders. What was that like?
Yeah, you could turn the spiders off or something. I think
the arachnophobia mode.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I ain't never
really
heard,
didn't have that on when I live streamed that.
Okay. All right, so best VR AR game.
Half-Life Alyx.
Alex all day.
Let's move on.
As much as Iron Man was actually a really good game, and Star Wars Squadron was a really good game, Half-Life Alyx was pretty incredible. Best community spotlight. So the best community support. We got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about this, so
I don't think Destiny's winning. I could tell you that right now.
Recognize a game for the outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusions in social media activity and game update patches. See, that's why I think it's going to be Destiny, because Destiny literally.
What?
Destiny literally has.
Did you read that?
Yes, it's okay. Okay, they are very transparent in telling you they're gonna get rid of your stuff.
I think
they are transparent in responding to the community with their questions about like, wait, what's happening here? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're doing this. I don't think they're as very transparent.
Okay, so what other game on this list would you even say?
I think No Man's Sky.
Apex Legends. Either No Man's Sky or Apex Legends.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just saying Destiny.
I got a couple of friends that play Apex Legends, and they are like massive Respawn stands now based off of that game and how Respawn is always keeping them up to date with things. And people called them out for not having the crossplay readily available, and they owned up to it and said they were going to make sure it was ready. It was out before this year is out, and they did it. It's like that's some stuff that you don't really see. Well,
Racer X Gundam says, "Who the hell cares about a community support?" Artemis says, "Fortnite." Kyler says, "I think No Man's Sky should win." And then Dizzy says, "No Man's Sky, hands down." I'm with you. When I saw that No Man's Sky demo, I was like, "Yo, bro, that's incredible."
It looks amazing on the next gen console update. I was like, "Wow, that looks really good."
All right, so best mobile game, Among Us,
Genshin Impact, or Among Us.
I think Among Us got it.
I think Among Us, as much as Genshin,
I think Among Us is going to win it just from the hype alone.
Yeah. See, I think if I take Slow-Mo's thought process, whoever wins one, the other will win the other.
I think there's a good chance Among Us wins both.
I think there's a really good chance that Among Us will win both, though.
Yeah, I mean, like Genshin Impact could strike out this entire award show, but I just think
Genshin Impact free.
Yes, it is.
So that they got that going for them.
What the heck is Pokemon Cafe Mix?
I've never even heard of that.
I don't know what the hell that is. Okay. And then Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah, Call of Duty Mobile. We'll just move on from that. All right. Best indie game. We got what the heck is the name of this game right here?
Carrion.
That's what it is. Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spirit Fair.
I think Fall Guys will win this.
I do too. Well, between that and Hades, but I do think Fall Guys is is going to probably win that. So, best ongoing game. So
I already know what you guys are going to
we
choose.
already know what's going to win this category. It's not even a question.
And I'm going to choose Apex Legends.
Okay.
Or Fortnite.
One,
one or the other.
He's just gonna choose. Listen. Just
You're gonna choose the losers. That's all you're doing.
just because your hate of Destiny runs so deep.
No, I honestly feel that. Well, first of all, Fortnite's the biggest game in the world.
It ain't as long as Destiny though.
So it's almost like
start.
Huh?
When did Fortnite start?
Why does that matter? We're talking about best ongoing game of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not best ongoing game of all time. It's just 2020.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just. Why you gotta agree with him? Shut up, Addy.
Because I'm right.
I
just
still
being
think
honest.
He's gonna win though.
I mean, honestly, this category should every year this category should go to Fortnite. As long as Fortnite is the biggest and most popular game in the entire world.
You know what's crazy? How long Fortnite's kept that spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like every time we feel like that game's about to lose its shine, they do some crazy shit like make a black hole and make people watch it for a week. Like,
or they bring the X-Men in. You can get an X-Men skin. Everybody running around looking like Wolverine and Storm and
remember the Star Wars one they did a couple years ago?
Right. Or Thanos. You had Thanos. You could get the Infinity Gauntlet. And you could be jumping around and throwing people. Thanos is crazy.
People can say what they want about that franchise, but that franchise has literally helped out gaming so much. It's one of the reasons we have crossplay. I'm convinced if it wasn't for this game, we would not have crossplay like we do.
That's probably true. Yeah,
because once they made Sony Cave. Yeah, once they made Sony Cave, it's like everyone else is like, nah, fam, you did it with Fortnite. You doing it with me. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know. Any of these games could win. The fact that Warframe's not in here.
True.
Artemis is being real messy. He says, Marvel Avengers got snubbed. No Godfall. He says Warframe.
Marvel Avengers didn't deserve to do anything.
He said no Sea of Thieves, which Sea of Thieves definitely should be there. You could keep this Anthem stuff because Anthem Nexus, we don't know when the heck that's coming.
I could definitely see Sea of Thieves taking the place of one of these games. I just don't know what. Probably Warzone, because the best ongoing game category is usually for a category for games that came out like years prior.
And to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if Sea of Thieves actually got in that category, I'd give it a shot at winning.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, because it's been like a sleeper hit, and it just has gathered steam the longer it's been out and the more content they add to it. It could definitely be up there. It's just as deserving as like No Man's Sky being in there.
Yeah.
And
if you think about that, No Man's Sky has a really good chance at that because every time it seems like they have a really big, substantial update, they're literally making the game different, which is a testament to them. Games as an impact.
Scroll down a little bit because I can't see the name.
I haven't played any of these, so I have no.
Me either. I have
probably the only one I recognize on here.
I recognize Spiritfarer, but I haven't played it either. I don't have an opinion on this. Probably tell me why it's probably gonna win that thing.
Yeah, because I remember, like even Kid Smooth was talking mad smack about that game. He ended up playing. He ended up playing it and actually enjoying it. So.
That's what I think Slomo would do if he ever played Bugsnax. He would enjoy it.
Not happening. Although, look, Don't Nod is a decent studio. I just don't like the reason why I chose not to play. Tell me why is that after the second season of what's the name of that game?
Artemis says Spiritfarer will win this.
Well, maybe it has a shot. The second season of. What's the name of the game that they did that was super popular with the girl that goes back in time?
That was Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yes. The second season of Life is Strange.
That's the best episodic game that's ever been made.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way Don't Nod ends those games. I hate the way they ended the first season. I really hated the way they ended the second season, and I just couldn't stand Before the Storm, which is the prequel to the first season of Life is Strange. I just
explains what happened to Rebecca.
yeah, I just can't. I can't rock with them after that. Like the way, like it seems like I get so invested in the characters in the beginning, and then like halfway through, I'm like, "Yo, what are y'all doing?" And then at the end, I'm like, "I'm blown."
It was actually like the opposite. Like Life is Strange. There's been very few games that actually hit me emotionally, but after like the ending of Life is Strange, I was like, man, I was just sitting there for like 5 minutes.
Did you play the first one or the second one or both?
The first one.
The first one? Okay.
Yeah, I was sitting there for like 5 minutes on the last decision. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, because I knew both of them was gonna be shitty. So
yeah, like the ending of 2 is like there is no real like good ending. You can't get a good ending, period. Even though if you kind of think about it, there is no real good ending to the first one either, which is part of the reason. Part of my
neither Sam wins or everyone wins. Like,
right. It's just I mean I may eventually play Tell Me Why. I just kind of gotta emotionally get myself ready to be disappointed again. So once I finally have like there's not anything I'm really all into playing, I may just go ahead and download it. It means it's always gonna be in Game Pass, so might as well just download it and try it out.
So all right, moving on to best performance. We have Ashley Johnson as Ellie, Laura Bailey as Abby, Daisuke Tatsuya as Jen, Logan Cunningham as Hades, and Jetters as Miles Morales. What do you guys think?
Ghost of Tsushima, dude.
Oh, okay. That's I think it's either Laura Bailey or Ashley Johnson.
I think the dude who played that's the main character, right, in Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
He had way Jen. More. He had way more of a conflict than anything in Last of Us.
Really? I didn't see that comes from a person that played it and I didn't.
Yeah, he had way more of a conflict. Like you could tell by the end and the last decision he had to make in Ghost of Tsushima. Like you was just like, damn. Like you didn't want to do it, but you had to. So
yeah, I haven't finished Ghost yet, so I guess I don't really have that big of opinion on his work.
To me, he had the most like internal struggles. Like he knew what he was doing is wrong the whole time, but he had to do it because he had to do it. And then he flipped from how he's doing that. Like he had way too many like changing paces, and most of this like Abby acted the exact same thing the whole time. Ellie acted almost the exact same way the whole time. Obviously, they had like moments where they had.
If you look at like they can't really. Like the actress or actor can't do anything more than just run the lines and emote the way they have, like whatever the director wants them to emote. I feel like Ashley Johnson, maybe a little bit more with Laura Bailey as well, but I think Ashley Johnson really her performance of Ellie was just really like gut wrenching. Like a lot of people, even the people who hate on the game, and if they played it, they still they'll have to acknowledge like she really killed her role there, like in actually playing that part, showing the emotion when it was necessary, the real like dramatic points, and showing the anger and the rage and the frustration, the revenge, all that other stuff. Like I think she nailed all that. I would give it to Ashley, but cool. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I didn't play Ghost, so I can't. It'd be weird to give it to a game I haven't played. So Ashley Johnson is where I think I'm going, just because I think the conflict, like you said, was really there. It is very apparent. I think the whole now some people will say Laura Bailey. It just really just comes down to what side of the spectrum you.
She also played Kate in Gears 5, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And then Dizzy said Cunningham played 10 performers he played 10 different performers in Hades.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I think I think I've seen
they actually really like lean towards people that can play multiple roles like that. They gave it to a couple people that can play multiple roles like that.
He might be a sleeper hit for this.
That's why I was saying, like, like Last of Us, these people had touching moments, but they didn't really change their persona. besides those touching moments. Like it's like I said, the main character in Ghost, his entire personality changed. Like it wasn't just one still. Still was a rough word, but it wasn't just like one dilemma the entire game.
One rendition of his arc in that character.
But wouldn't that be more towards a indictment on, well, not an indictment, but like talking about the story versus the performance of the actual actors?
He has to perform to make those roles come to life.
That's true.
Because if he just went on there and talked, like, oh, you know, I don't believe in that. Like it's not going to sound right. But you know, because he was so good at making you feel his internal struggles, like it was way better.
So Dizzy in the chat said that actually Logan Cunningham played 6 different characters in Hades, and his characters were Lord Hades, Poseidon, Achilles, Charon, the storyteller, and Asterius.
Asterius, yeah, that's what I think it is.
Wow. You know, I haven't played Hades, but I wonder, like, if you could tell it's the same guy doing each role, or whether it's like his voice acting. He's kind of like can't remember the guy's name that always does so much work. The one that does Ghost now, and also is doing what did K6 before K6 died in Destiny. How he can just really kind of like emulate certain voices and completely change his voice and his vocal tones to be like a different character like that. I wonder if it's discernible that it's just Logan trying to do a voice. Logan trying to sound old here. You know, Logan trying to sound.
Pretty much you're saying, I wonder if he actually sounds like a different person, or he just like his voice is mindly changed, and not even
right.
much.
But I guess I'll have to play it to actually know that. I mean, maybe I'll end up doing that at some point, because I've thought about playing Hades a couple times already. So
yeah, I might have to play it. It's on Steam. That's all I think. Ashley Johnson, but I will acquiesce to Attic on that one when it comes to him seeing what everyone else is like. Best audio design, we got Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and The Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us Part 2.
It's between Last of Us and Ghost.
Yeah, Last of Us has really really good sound.
I watched a documentary. It was a video of that, how they created some of the sounds that you hear in the game, especially with the clickers and stuff like that. Really interesting, like the methods that they took to get that done. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, did they blow through a controller to get the sound? Maybe. You never know. You never know. Whoa, this is the first time in a long time that Destiny has not been part of a score or music. They must have fell off the map.
It's because they didn't do much this year.
You're right. They didn't until recently. All right, so we got Doom Eternal. Final Fantasy wins this. Hey, as soon as I saw Final Fantasy, the Aerith theme song makes me cry every time I hear it. Every time.
They're remixing of the songs, the original score, and it was just this is great. It was
like
great.
I literally
I don't know, man. Ori has a great soundtrack.
It does, but the fact that I was playing Final Fantasy, because I was playing it in quarantine and I was at work, and the fact that I was sitting there and I was like, as soon as the Aerith music came on, I was like, yo, bro. I instantly tweeted out a picture of a gift of Aerith. It was like, this is why I love you. Because that was like, I love her theme music. You love it.
What's funny is like, you listen to that and you know what's about to go down.
Yeah, you know what's about to go down. You know what's about to go down. It gets pretty dark. But I Final Fantasy 7 for me, and Slow-Mo's Final Fantasy. What do you say? What are you saying, Ori?
I'm gonna say 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ori won.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ori won too, but I just think 7 at a point is gonna have to win something, even though it's only part 1 of 3 games.
No, it's
best art direction.
Ori
Should win this.
I think Ori will win this.
Final Fantasy VII is literally
No
a
way.
game that shouldn't win anything in this category. Ghost, the environments look really cool, especially when you're running through the glades and the cherry blossoms and stuff. But Ori,
It's between Ori and Hades, probably.
That artistic look. So I'm just going with Ori.
They tend to give this award to indie games.
Ori needs to win this. Let's be for real. Best narrative. We got 13 Sentinels. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us better not win anything in the narrative department.
If Last of Us wins this, I'm gonna have some words about that.
I had some problems with the whole narrative story of that whole entire game.
I don't have problems with the narrative. My problem is how they structured it. I will always say this. I think it was a mistake when you get to Seattle and you have to spend 3 days with Ellie and then 3 days with Abby.
Yep.
Because there are people who die in that 3 days with Ellie, and then you got all these like emotional moments between characters that you already know the fate of. And you're just like, I don't care.
And you know what really hurt it?
I don't care.
Like,
that person dead. I saw them die already.
Because like you saw those people die when you were Ellie. Like when you went back to Abby, like it literally went from you finding Ellie and then literally they're in that theater and she's like, you killed my friends. I'm like, yeah, I guess I didn't see how you reacted to any of them dying, but okay.
Right. And I think it would have been better if they would have did day one Seattle Ellie, then switch to day one Seattle Abby, then switch back to day two for Ellie, and then you could have kind of built up some emotion for some of these characters that end up dying wholesale in day three.
And they could have done stuff like, because Abby killed that chick in the hospital not too long after she left.
Mm-hmm.
And like they could have like literally switched to Abby right after that, and they could have had it like where you barely it shows Abby going out and it shows her like talking to her, and she's like, well, where's the whatever that chick's name was? She's like, well, she's downstairs, and it shows like that thing. It's like if you would have just went downstairs, you could have saved your friend because you didn't know she was being killed.
Right.
Yeah. I did play 13 Sentinels. I didn't finish it quite yet because I don't have a PlayStation anymore to finish it with. But I really enjoyed the narrative and how they set that up. 13 Sentinels actually allows you to focus in on 13 different stories from 13 different characters. And it is very anime, and the storytelling and the kind of like the way the characters are, and it has got that whole you're in these big mechs fighting in cities against monsters kind of deal. There's so many animes that are like that, but it's done very well. I like the dialogue in it, and I like how they broke things up where you can choose to, if you just feel like booting the game up, I just want to see, just deal with all the stories right now. You can actually just keep going through all the story sections and switch to different characters. And the further you go in one, you unlock more for others, and not even touch the combat. And then at some point, actually go to the combat and do all the combat sections. It's really, they allow you the choice to do that. I've never seen that before. It was really innovative, and it's made by Atlas. That does Persona, the Persona series. I thought it was really good. I think it would be deserving to win, but I don't think it will. I think one of these other games.
I don't know, because Last of Us dropped the ball so much, they might just proactively give this to him.
Yeah. That's what I kind of feel.
Because Ghost and Last of Us are going to win awards. Maybe not this award, but they're going to win awards.
Yeah.
And one of them is going to win Game of the Year. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, best game direction: Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us Part 2 will win.
I agree.
Final Fantasy VII.
You think so? Oh, because of the twist.
Yep.
The twist is pretty crazy.
Would that deal more with narrative?
The twist,
game direction?
That's a direction.
That's literally changing what the game is, because that I was shocked.
That is literally changing one of the most beloved titles in the world. Well, in gaming history, and be like, we're going a completely different direction. We ain't doing none of that shit.
That was a ballsy move to make that.
Well, look, I wouldn't be opposed to it because I agree, and it's also the reason why people who have been very, very like pessimistic and criticizing Final Fantasy VII Remake when they actually play the game and they finish it, they have a whole different perspective on it because it's. I'm not trying to get too deep into it for people who still want to play it, but it's not really a remake. It's more of like a sequel than an actual remake. And I actually made
an annotation, if anything.
I made a video like really getting deep into what what the spirits meant and what they're really there for, and explaining certain parts of the game that like where people were just confused, like what's happening here? Like why is this happening? Why is that happening? There's a reason for everything. And it was written like people are going to see when part 2 comes out. It's not going to be strictly what you saw. It could vary drastically from what we saw from the original game.
Part 2, you're going to see about 20% of that game be the same, and then it's just going to go crazy. Like you ain't going to know what the fuck's going on.
Right. It's man, like I don't want to.
I think
the
one game, like Racer just said in the chat, I think one game really stands out where he says he feels like Hades, he must have missed the hype over Hades because the fact that this game is being award nominated for so many different things, he must have fell asleep. Because Hades is in a lot of categories.
But you know what? That doesn't mean it's going to win a lot because there was
no. It's just the fact that it's a award. The fact that they put it in those categories enough to be.
No one was talking about this game. Like no one was talking about this game like that. Like people were saying it was a good game, but no one was talking about it like this.
Yeah, the fact that it's in so many categories. Like, did I miss something?
Like when I saw it in Game of the Year, I was like, I had to look it up. Did they make another game called Hades this year? Like,
right. All right.
There was a game last year that was nominated for a ton of categories and didn't win a single one. I think it was Control. I think Control was nominated.
Well, that's good because Control was trash.
Well, hey, Control's not trash.
Well, it's going to be $20 on Xbox next week. Or actually today, right now.
Pay me to play that game.
But it was nominated for a ton of categories last year. It didn't win a single one. So just because you're nominated for a lot of categories doesn't mean you're actually going to win anything.
And it was also nominated for Game of the Year.
And up there for Game of the Year and didn't win that either.
All right. Speaking of the GOAT, the Game of the Year, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing, Last of Us Part 2. I already dropped my hat in the ring. Animal Crossing is going to like literally speed walk away with this one. But Slow-Mo, you have other things that are coming across your mind. What do you think?
Well, I think that when it comes to Game of the Year, it always ends up being a game that's not polarizing. So Final Fantasy VII Remake and The Last of Us Part 2 aren't going to win because they are polarizing games. The Last of Us Part 2 for silly reasons why it's polarizing. But Final Fantasy VII Remake, there are a lot of people who feel like a remake, and these are all people who haven't played the game, of course. But a lot of people who feel like a remake isn't deserving of a Game of the Year award, much less a nomination. So it's probably not going to win it. I think it's going to be like how Sekiro last year was a game when it won. People were just like, well, I kind of wanted something else to win, but I can't really argue with this.
Right.
And I think that's what this is going to be. Now, Animal Crossing, I don't think people would necessarily argue with it, but like a lot of the arguments I hear for Animal Crossing is always like, oh, well, there was a pandemic and I was bored in my house and it was Animal Crossing. I'm just like, look, that's not really like speaking to the quality of the game. In regards to the other games, that's more speaking about your personal feeling about something where, and I don't think that's good enough. I think it's either going to be Ghost of Tsushima or it's going to be Doom Eternal. And Hades has no shot because it's the token indie. I don't think Animal Crossing is and also it also comes to this that every winner game of the year is always a game that has action in it and shooting of some sort or some kind of violence. And there's
this year.
and no, because it's not going to win this year. Animal Crossing doesn't have any of that, so it's not going to win. So it's either going to be Ghost or Doom Eternal.
Okay, Attic, your turn.
Look, every part of me wants Final Fantasy VII to win this, but I don't. I think the odds of that's very slim. The bullshit part of me, the petty part of me, wants Hades to win right now. Because that is the best case scenario for my foolishness on Twitter. Facts. Because if Hades won, I'm taking a whole day off of work because I want to retweet it. But I think right now it's between Last of Us and Animal Crossing, and I'm really leaning towards Animal Crossing because what I've noticed throughout the last couple years, especially the year Overwatch won, like 3 or 4 years ago, is I've noticed that when it comes to game of the year, it's not necessarily what's the best game of the year that came out in that year. It's the game that had the most effect on the gaming industry that usually wins it. So, games that they might not necessarily have been have the best scores and everything, but it was the game that everyone was tweeting about. It was the game that everyone was making TikToks about. It was the game that spawned cons and stuff. And I think that Animal Crossing was the only time this entire year that I saw those happening. It might not have been the best game that came out this year, but it was definitely the most outreaching game that came out this year. Yeah. When Animal Crossing came out, everyone was talking about that damn game. It was on Facebook everywhere. It was on Twitter everywhere. I was seeing people making TikToks of graduating because we was under quarantine.
Look, man, people were literally in Animal Crossing. People literally were. I was in a couple of Facebook groups where we were literally keeping each other up to date with how much your bales were selling for. Hey, I need to sell your bales. Today's the day to do it. Like, dog, it's literally
how niche that is. Like,
for you to say
niche enough,
it's not niche enough.
How much has it sold? How much is it sold?
Look,
there's
man,
not a single game of the year winner for this particular show that does not have violence in it. Mm-hmm. Not a single one. Go down the list. Dragon Age Inquisition, Witcher 3, Overwatch, Zelda, God of War, and Sekiro. There's not a single game like this that has ever won Game of the Year for this category.
We can't say just because it doesn't have violence. Like, I say the violence makes it more appealing to a lot more people, but I'm not going to say like you have to have violence to sell and to be.
You gotta have violence to win Game of the Year.
I don't believe
that.
How can you not believe that? I just listed all of the
years. But those games came out those years. Maybe if Witcher came out this year, it would definitely take it. If Dragon Age came out this year, it would definitely take it, but I just don't see. I just don't see that's the end all be all. Like, I don't see you have to have violence to get a game. It's just those years, non-violent games didn't have the caliber that game has this year.
So non-violent games are shooting 0 for 6 for this award show, but they're gonna win it. They're gonna hit this one.
0 for 6. What do you mean?
I mean, they're 0 for 6 for every year since Jeff Keighley started doing his award show.
Why don't you go through those nominations and tell me a game like Animal Crossing in them?
I'm not gonna go through those nominations because they're losers because they lost. They lost to the violent game.
Okay,
they lost to the violent game wins. This is what my argument is. If you want to win Game of the Year, you need to be an action adventure / shooter that is amazing in that year. That wins. If you got a racer, you could, like, the year Forza Horizon 4 came out, best racer probably of the generation or whatever, didn't get a Game of the Year nomination because racers don't get nominated, they don't win.
But this game got nominated. This game got nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, and it's still not going to win. Just the same way that other games that don't have violence in them have been nominated in the past and didn't win.
Yeah, Slomo just he gonna die on that hill. That's okay.
I don't need to die on a hill of rightness, of being correct.
So when so you want to when this,
I know that's not a word.
So what are you? So what's going to happen when Animal Crossing wins this? And what are you?
Because it's not going to win. So I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about alternate, universal.
No, because you're the only one up here stating.
Look, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying 100% that this game's going to win.
Right.
I think there's a good chance this game wins.
Right. Literally, Forte just said, what are you going to say when it wins?
No. You didn't let me finish my statement. You didn't let me finish my statement. I said that I don't even 100% think this game's going to win, but I'm not going to be you and say it's not going to win because it doesn't have violence. There's zero chance. Like, this game was a phenomenon at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's not going to win.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Well, that was that's our discussion for Game of the Year.
If your character could assassinate your landlord, then it may have a shot.
If you could put Tom Hook's head on a pike, you'd be better off.
Yeah. Then I'm right with you. Game of the Year, man. That's dark and epic. But nope, can't do it. It's not. All
right. Well. That's let us know in the comment section of the video for people that's checking this out later.
Disney chat said Mario Odyssey isn't really violent and it won over Zelda. No, Zelda won Game of the Year that year, not Mario Odyssey. Sorry, Disney. I mean, like I don't know why people try to argue with me, and they're arguing with facts. These are facts. I didn't make it up.
Zelda did something. Zelda did the reason Zelda won because Zelda did something different that Mario. There has been a Mario 3D version of Mario, even though they did things different. Zelda did something that Zelda's never did before, and it really stood out. That's why Zelda won.
Well, I mean,
Mario Odyssey might have won on a year that Zelda was just a regular Zelda game. Let's just be fair about that. But
what else was nominated that year? Let me double check.
It was what PlayStation game was nominated that game? Wasn't Red? No, not Red Dead.
17, right?
I think it was Uncharted 4.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 was nominated that year, I believe.
I don't remember though.
Almost got it. It is. Wait, I'm sorry, I got the wrong year. Because that's Overwatch.
Overwatch is 15 or 16.
That was 16.
16. It is. It was Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn,
That's
Persona 5, freaking PUBG.
I remember people bitching about that too.
A lot of people thought PUBG was going to win too.
Wow, freaking PUBG and Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Good grief. PUBG.
And that proves that doesn't prove, but that stands up on the. I don't think it's about what game's necessarily the best. It's what was the biggest phenomenon of that whole year. Like PUBG was that game that year. It was so big that it got put into a nomination for Game of the Year, and the damn game wasn't even out.
Right.
Yeah, it was still in beta.
And it was a broken, buggy mess. It had, and I mean, I don't know. I guess it's better now. I haven't played PUBG in years, but. Yeah, the fact that it got a nomination. I remember people being mad. They was like, "This game isn't even out of beta yet. How was it nominated?"
Oh my God! Racist said you're wild with that name. That name on your thing. Hey man, Slumos, he says the queue is harder than Demon Souls, man. The queue is really hard. And for our audio listeners, if you want, jump into the show. Every other week we rotate between myself and Slomo /channel. Next week we'll be on his channel, and you can see what creative name for a PlayStation that he may not have at that time he might come up with. So
probably won't have one then too. So there'll be other name to detail my misery.
Right. So we have see if we can get through two. We got one more topic. We really got two, but we'll probably just get through one more topic. Talking about this whole Bethesda thing one last time and how it just seems like Xbox just don't want to just not talk about this, and they just want to always have something to say about where these games are going. And me personally, I just feel like if you just be quiet and say we're not talking about it till the acquisition is done, you might be better off.
I mean, they low-key have said that. What it is these other executives that have nothing to do with what's going on, they keep running their mouth.
So Yeah. So
PR needs to get on all these people. Like, shut up. Like, don't talk.
What do we? So okay. So Addy, what do you? Okay. So with the new information coming out from, forget what his thing, Sweeney or whatever his name is, for new information coming out from him where he's talking about how they are looking at Game Pass as the differentiator between these platforms, how they want it to be best to play on Xbox Game Pass and whatever marketplace that they actually see it being more suitable for. What do you guys think that means for the exclusivity of these games going forward? And do you even think these games have a chance of still being exclusive?
I think they still have a chance of being exclusive, but I will say at this point it's like a 50-50 thing. Like, because, you know, we can't act like Phil Spencer. He says some crazy shit like, we don't need PlayStation to make that money back. And you know, there's been a bunch of different information going around that says that it's going to be exclusive. And then you got people like, you know, Sweeney saying that, you know, if when I read the article, it felt like he was saying it from his opinion wise. Like, it didn't feel like he was talking as a company. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I don't know what's going through that man's mind. And sometimes these was it a video article? Was it a video that the article was written from?
It was an article, yeah.
Or like, was it like an interview?
It was an interview.
A written interview.
I didn't see any videos. I just seen an article.
Yeah, and I don't like when it's like written videos like that, and there's not like an actual voice or a video thing to reference to, because some of these people be completely taking what's said out of content. And like,
okay, I'm hold on. I got what happened? Because maybe I've been out of the loop. Maybe I was too busy trying to find a PlayStation 5.
You definitely were.
Tim Sweeney. I thought we were talking. Yo, okay. Man, I thought we were talking about Bethesda.
I forget what his name. What is his name, Addy? Let me pull it up.
I don't remember.
What's this guy?
Isn't Tim Sweeney the CEO of Epic?
No, not Tim Sweeney. His name is something like Patrick Sweet or something. I don't know what the heck.
What, the CFO of Microsoft?
Yeah.
Oh, about the whole it's either going to be first on Xbox
that one.
ecosystem, or you get more from it or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Tim Stewart. Okay.
Tim Stewart. That's what it was.
Okay, because I think maybe Ad just misspoke, because I thought he said Sweeney, and I was like,
yeah, I misspoke because
I was like, I got thrown for a loop. I was like,
because I didn't know the dude's name either, and when Forte said his name, I just repeated his name.
Now, Tim Sweeney did say some foolishness today.
What did Tim Sweeney say,
bruh? Oh, yo, he compared the fight that Epic is having with Apple to the civil rights movement.
Oh Lord. Yep, that's Tim Sweeney for you guys.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, this man done lost his damn mind. But yeah, all right. So when Alex said Sweeney, I was like, oh wait a minute, we talking about Epic? but then I was like, all right, I'm good. Now, my opinion hasn't changed. My opinion has always been it could go either way. That they could look at it like, we're gonna make money by putting these games on PlayStation for $70 a pop, or hey, get Game Pass and then become a sub to Game Pass, and you don't have to spend that money. We're gonna get that 70% off of that $70 with PlayStation. We're gonna eat off of that, or we're gonna eat off of you guys subbing to the service. Or they could say, for every person that purchases that game, Elder Scrolls, Starfield, whatever, Fallout 5, whatever comes out on PlayStation, is one less Game Pass sub, and Game Pass is now our foundation of our platform. So we want Game Pass subs. If you want to play those games, get Game Pass, get an Xbox, get a PC, whatever. I can see it going either way. I still lean towards it being those games going to be exclusive for the most part.
My issue with what their messaging is you have half of the executives saying one thing, and you have half the other executives saying another thing. Well, it's not even half. This is the only dude that said anything remotely to not being exclusive. But it's just like, look, like, you can't say Microsoft cannot, when it comes to Game Pass, we're looking at a long-term investment. We don't expect to make bad money off this until a few years down the line. But then when it comes to stuff like this, they're like, okay, this is a long-term investment, but we want money now. And I'm like, how are you going to do long-term investment for the investing part, but with the profits you want short-term profits? Like, It's just like I don't get that. It's like their messaging is confusing. It's like if you're saying it's a long-term investment, why are you acting like this is a short-term profit? And like that's why I said like it's confusing that one executive saying another thing, and then you have Phil Spencer saying they don't need Sony to which I guess you could take that any way that he was just saying answering the question. Like I feel like at this point, let's just wait. Like all these people asking them the same question 16 different ways. It's like clearly they're not coming openly out and saying this. And then I started thinking, I was like, well, did they say it when they bought these other studios and they made the initiative? And I went back and I looked up Twitter. I looked up Hellblade 2 with Aaron Greenberg. Then I looked up with Phil Spencer. And then I looked up with Matt Booty. And to my knowledge, I looked through a bunch of articles. They never came openly out and said that Hellblade 2 was going to be an exclusive or not until it was announced. So
yeah, and here's the other thing is that didn't Phil say we can't definitively, I can't come out and say those games are going to be exclusive or not because we don't own ZeniMax yet, and until we do,
that's literally exactly what he said.
Yeah, so
people that tell the rest of the people at Xbox that.
Yeah. So it's just like every week there is a different narrative that comes out, and it's not coming out from the community. It's coming out from actual Xbox executives or Microsoft executives. Like next week is going to be some other random person who's going to show up and say it's all exclusive. And then the week after that, it's going to be someone saying it's all multi-plats. It's just like
it's just like at this point, man. It's just like just shut up. Like we don't need to keep hearing the same shit over and over again. Just like shut the hell up. Like
yeah, I'm just at this point. I just want to wait. I'll wait until it's like it's spring of next year, and we
don't have long. We don't like they said it'll be done by the beginning of next year. So I would say probably the middle of next year you'll know. And for all we know, they could have because Bethesda, the people who made Wolfenstein, their A team has been working on the game for like 3 years. So it's just like we could find out by E3 next year. We could find out, who knows Starfield. There's been, talks that it might come out next year. We might see a trailer for that at the Video Game Awards. Like, these companies aren't going to come out and tell us. They're going. And I asked a little bit behind the scene, and they said that when it comes to statements like this, and when it comes to situations like this, it's mainly just staying away from bad publicity at all. Like they don't want to come out and say that they're taking experiences from people, because how articles will run with that pretty crazy. And not to mention Phil Spencer has said multiple times that he don't like timed exclusivity or any kind of exclusivity like that. So I don't think it's contradicting in that form, because Phil Spencer was talking about like timed exclusives when he was talking about that. But
Forte, we can see. Are you sharing Twitter?
No, I know. I'm sharing this. I'm just sharing this. Slow-mo for you.
Okay.
You gonna
yeah, I'm not messing with Walmart no more. Even though Walmart, I couldn't secure one with Walmart yet. And for those like who listen to this on audio, where Forte was showing me Wario64's tweet about Walmart's next drop of PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series consoles for Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve at 6 p.m. now. I thought it was supposed to be 7 p.m., but I guess actually that's 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, they did change the time. Yeah, they changed. But I am not one. Walmart has not. There are a significant number of people who haven't even got a shipping, like the notification that their console has shipped, and they purchased it on the day of the launch day, and then Walmart went and did another round.
How you gonna do that to people and they ain't even got their systems that they
ain't even the people you were supposed to give systems to already ain't even got the systems yet. You already trying to get more, which didn't surprise me that almost immediately after people were celebrating that they got their confirmation that they actually got one from Walmart. Minutes later, they got an email saying it was canceled because they don't have the inventory. Like Walmart don't know what they're doing, man. They out there,
they out here. Artemis says again, Slow-Mo, come home, brother. Come home.
But I thought Xbox was PC and PC was Xbox. Technically, I am home, Artemis, right?
Oh Lord.
No, look, man. This like I play on everything, so it's no big deal. It's just I would like to get what I want, you know, when I'm looking for it, and this is it's frustrating, but it is what it is.
All right.
But yeah, Walmart's a no. I who with them, I'll end up not getting it, you know, for until like next year, and I secured an order next week or something. So
yeah, I feel you. So, all right, I guess we could run through this last one real quick. It shouldn't even take that long because I pretty much know how everybody feels about it. But what do we think about this performance, the performance issues between the two systems? You know, we got Devil May Cry gameplay, Xbox being outperformed by PlayStation in certain game modes. I know, Attic, you were talking about that in your live stream with J-Dub today with Kiss Move on there. And then we also got gameplay of other games performing better, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla performing better in certain situations on PlayStation versus Xbox Series X. I'll start with you, Slow-Mo. What do you think about this, man?
all right, so we've seen what direct comparisons for two games so far.
It's been more than that, but there's been more than those two games, but the two big ones were Valhalla and Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. And there was a huge disparity with the high performance mode for Devil May Cry.
Frame rate mode.
There we go. And with Valhalla, it just seems across the board like PS5 performs better. It was like I heard that when I watched the Digital Foundry video, they said it was a lot of screen tearing on Xbox Series X.
Yes.
You know what my opinion is on this?
Oh, yeah, I definitely want to know because I know you're going to give it to us.
Did the game look good to you before Digital Foundry said what they said?
I know somebody.
Then why are your feelings hurt?
Yeah.
What is the problem? You were enjoying the game. You were loving it. You were doing screenshots, Xbox share all over the place, all over Twitter.
Xbox wasn't capturing nothing. There's issues with that. Continue.
Oh, all right. Well, then you look. It was people bragging about this game, right? Bragging, loving it.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, hey, this game is beautiful. Now all of a sudden, now it's not. Because look, they said both games pretty much run the same resolution. Yeah, one does perform better right now, but you know what's going to happen? Ubisoft is going to do some patching.
It's going to patch and act like it never happened.
Because big shocker here, Ubisoft games drop looking like performing like some nonsense pretty often. This is fanboy console war nonsense. Who the freak cares? One game has screen tearing, the other one doesn't. One game drops from 60 to 55 frames more often than the other game. Oh no. The world is ending. I can't enjoy this game no more. What? Like, enjoy your game.
What people need to be grateful for is these consoles are actually running this game at this fidelity and this frame rate. Right. But now we're not counting resolution. Now we're counting frame rate and resolution. We're counting screen tearing. Like you know, Digital Foundry is a very respectable place. You know, especially friends with John Linderman over there. But it's just like I know they don't intentionally do it, and I think sometimes they do intentionally do it, but they definitely feel the console war. It's just like it's not something they can control because they're just doing their job. Right. But it's just like some things like it just is like, man, we could do without, like, and maybe it's just this community. Like this community loves bickering and not playing games. Like this community loves, being on Twitter but not playing games.
Right.
And it's just like, when I just don't get how you can be on Twitter, you can do podcasts 2 or 3 times a week, and it's just like, when do you have time to play games? Like, especially when the consoles first came out, it's just like, stop bickering and just play it. Like, it's just like, how is it the person at Digital Foundry is probably further in this game than you are?
It's just like, yeah, I agree. Like, this is I don't understand. I guess I just don't get into this kind of stuff. I don't. Now, there are those who got a little bit of egg on their face because they've been speaking. They've been pounding hard on this one platform is going to outperform the other in multi-plats all year long, and then the very first multi-plats coming out, and it's not really seeing the one-to-one comparison of what you were claiming was going to happen to what actually happened. But again, this goes back to what I've been saying all this time. If you want consoles, you honestly really don't care about performance that much. Okay, you care about convenience more than performance. Of course, you want your games to perform better, and we all should want 60 frames per second. That should be the standard. But stop fighting this fight about that. I mean, like, think about some of the stuff we've seen this year. We've seen people trying to compare consoles to the best GPUs out on the market. We've seen people claiming all kinds of stuff. We've seen people acting like the SSD got magical abilities. Like, can y'all stop talking about stuff y'all don't know about now? Please. Can y'all stop looking?
It's about
silly?
the content, man. It's about the content.
Yeah, it's about the games, man.
Yeah, people will do whatever they can if it makes good content, and I ain't gonna like act like people shouldn't make those videos, but it's just like my issue is people don't play these games, and I'm just like, stop, like just
clearly
stop.
Don't play games.
Because I feel like you can say what you want, and you can. People like talking smack about people like Kid Smooth and stuff, but Kid Smooth be saying some of the craziest shit on Twitter. But he actually plays these games.
Oh man, Racer killing me, man. Consoles is the way God intended man to game. PC is for selling Pornhub.
Wow. Excel and Pornhub. I don't even want to have that image in my head of what Racer does in front of his computer or whatever. I just hope the keys aren't too sticky when he's done. But
oh my god.
At what point is this community going to actually resemble what they claim to be, which is a gaming community?
I see people capping hardcore for Demon Souls. And I'm like, none of you even gonna play this game. And if you play it, you're gonna take a couple screenshots and then dashboard the hell out of there.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? Luca was talking about how so many people she's seen that put up screenshots of Demon Souls.
And they're at the beginning of the game, aren't
they?
they?
Yeah, at the beginning of the game before they got bodied. Then it was like, I don't think I'm about this life. And they went back to Miles Morales.
It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
And people use like stuff like this game, like Demon Souls in like console war arguments, and then they never play the game. Yeah. Like, well, it is what it is, man. People are gonna do what they want to do, and my hat's off to you, man. Especially if it makes you a good amount of money. Do what you have to, man. Get that money. It's like just. You get muted on my timeline.
Hey, Dizzy said Racer ain't wrong. Incognito mode, $70 photo mode games. Yeah. Listen, man. The only thing I'll say about this is Xbox shouldn't be. I know a lot of this stuff can be patched, but it just doesn't look good.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't look good when you're letting third party dictate the power of your system. This is the whole problem I had.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely on them.
This is the problem I had with Xbox not having something to show off the power of themselves. When you're basically living on the hopes and prayers of third party to show off your system, you're going to deal with the ramifications of that, and the fact that Xbox has these marketing deals with games like Assassin's Creed. It just does not look good that the game is semi running better in any capacity on supposedly on paper a weaker system. So
when you're relying on a Ubisoft game to show off your system,
you already lost.
You already lost.
The moment they found out that Halo was getting delayed out of the year, or even remotely had that conversation, because obviously they had that conversation before it happened. Right. They should have been on the phone, be like, yo, we need to make sure our console runs everything the best. Hit up every launch title. I want Digital Foundry on that sucker saying my stuff runs better than everyone else's. And now look what's happening. They taunt power on their chest, and now every big third party game and Assassin's Creed is literally the killing blow. Because it's like that I'm confident if Halo, if they had time to take Halo off all these boxes, Unity, Assassin's Creed Valhalla would be on it in its place. Because that's the game that they're really pushing since Halo's gone. And it's just like you're pushing this game this hardcore and it runs better on your competitor's platform. Like
this has been a problem for some time for them. You know, it's been a problem of you touting you have the better hardware, but you rarely have, not rarely, because like the Xbox One X did routinely outperform the PlayStation 4 Pro in direct comparisons. But that's all. It was always like your Red Dead 2s, your third parties are doing it. Very rarely is your own first party doing that. And meanwhile, your competition has games from first party that, for the most part, for most of the generation, blow away visually the other games all throughout the generation on weaker hardware. Like their games get the most out of their hardware, whereas your first parties don't get less out of your hardware than your multiplats do. It shouldn't be like that. Your first party should know the ins and outs of how to get the very best out of that piece of hardware than anyone else.
And I think that's the reason.
Go ahead.
I think that's the reason I get so annoyed with them with this whole Bethesda thing, because it's like you got studios that people love and they love the games they made, and you're even entertaining the fact of putting that shit on other people's platform when that's the biggest thing that's hurting you is games. Like,
yeah, that is the problem. But all right, we get through all of them. That is all of the topics, sir. Attic, I would like to thank you for coming through, sir. Always appreciate your insight and your thoughts on what's going on. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Iron Lords. Shout out to the work you've been doing. Shout out to you playing Destiny this entire podcast while I haven't been able to play because I have to moderate this thing. But on top of that, tell everybody where they can meet you, where they can find you, where they can chat with you, and all those other good things, Addict.
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addicts ILP. You can find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. You can find me every Sunday at 11 a.m. On the Iron Lords podcast. This week, we're going to have a unique guest on. We're about to have our nomination thing that we do every year, our bend the knee, whoever wins the most nominations. I don't know when we're doing that, but definitely look out for that.
You said a unique guest. Can you give us a hint?
I can't.
A little hint?
I can't.
Just
I'm
like
not allowed to.
the cap.
It's no one
the first letter of their name.
It's no one industry wise, but I'm not allowed to say the guest. Like I jumped on for it.
Okay. Is it like someone Xbox centric?
No, it's no one industry wise.
Is it slow?
No one industry wise.
Yeah.
So it's like a content creator.
Yes.
Oh. He said he is. So it's a male content creator.
I don't know. I know.
You know.
Content
We getting close. We getting close. We getting close. Okay.
In the show. In the damn show.
All right, Addict. Appreciate you, and we always tune in to the Lords on the Lord's Day. So shout out to you guys. Mr. The Q is harder than Demon Souls, and it might be a 2 at the end of that next week. What's going on with you?
The Q, the sequel.
The Q, the sequel. What?
Get the lube.
Right. What's going on with you? Where can people check you out with, and tell us everything that's going on your channel?
Well, first of all, I just want to say shout out to everyone that came through. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Addict for coming through with us and just rapping with us. Appreciate you, bro. You can find me on my channel, Slow Backslap. I got a couple of videos that I should be dropping in the next 2 days, and I apologize for pretty much going a full week without doing videos. I guess I was just too busy.
I haven't made a video since the 3rd of this month.
I haven't made one since the 9th.
It's because these new consoles came out and Destiny grind. I couldn't do it all. So I was like, I usually make 2 to 3 videos a week. I was like, I'm taking
me
this
too.
month off. The majority of this month, I'm going to start videos again Monday because that's after the raid, and then I could calm down all the extra shit I'll be doing.
Yeah, I kind of figured like there's been a lot less content creation from the content creators that I know since the new systems came out, and this has been partly due to like you guys enjoying the games, which you should like enjoy the games. That should always take precedent over making content, I think.
Yeah,
and then there's also guys like me that's just been like, I've been up since 2 a.m. trying to get this console. I think I'm just gonna go to bed instead of recording this audio.
Well, that's why I made that video, and I was like, I made that tweet, and I was like, look around. I was like, people who making videos and doing everything like normal, those are the frauds. Those are the ones not playing games.
Yeah. And the thing is that even then, I still been playing. Like I played Godfall. We didn't get a chance to talk about Godfall today. I guess we can talk about it next week on my channel.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. You did get a lot of Godfall in, but we can definitely talk about that on your show next week.
Yeah. If Godfall is even relevant at that time,
you never know.
Stop.
Hey, you never know, man. You never know. But this is DPS podcast episode 11. Shout out to everybody that joined. Shout out to Dizzy, or I like to call the God Emperor Lord Dizzy. Shout out to you changing your name inside the Discord, because this man has a God complex. But
God Emperor, what is he? You a fan of Doom, Dizzy?
Listen,
I think that's where he got that from.
If you go to the Discord, he's literally, because he's a prime in the Iron Lord's chat, and you can literally see he changed it to God Emperor Lord Dizzy.
I think Dizzy has been reading the Doom books. I didn't realize they finished the author's son wrote the last 2 books. I gotta read those. I gotta get back to reading again. I used to read all the time, but
Yeah, so shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Racer. Shout out to Dizzy. Shout out to my boy Chris for coming through. Artemis. Everybody else in the chat. Too many people to name. But it's going to be an amazing weekend. Make sure you guys enjoy the games that you do have. If you're still looking for these systems, don't stop. Just keep looking. There will be a lot available, as you can see, Black Friday week and going into Black Friday. Just be persistent and you will get one of these things. And it doesn't seem that way because Slow-Mo seems to be the most persistent person I know, and he still hasn't gotten one.
Man, I had to sit out in front of GameStop for 15 hours.
Man, I told Addy called me. He's like, man, what do I got to do? I said, you're going to probably have to camp out. He's like, well, I'm going to camp out, DA. And guess what?
I did. You did.
And guess what? 20 hours later, Addy got that X in his house, bro. Let's go. But and some people are going to probably tell you that was the wrong system to get, but exactly.
It's his money. It's the right system. If he's satisfied with it, it's the right system.
I ain't even powered that sucker on since I started playing Destiny, but it's there.
Man, I haven't played my Xbox as much either because I've been playing Destiny on PC just for the raid.
And it's not my fault. Bungie messed up and
give us a patch
isn't out. If that patch is out day one, I'd be playing this exclusively on the platform. But I gotta wait. So
all right. So like I said, DPS podcast episode 12 will be on Mr. Slow-Mo Backslash channel next week. So bookmark that. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Slow-Mo, how close are you to 800?
I am at 774.
Okay, so
774.
So not that far away. We're getting inching closer and closer to greatness of him playing Bugsnax.
Don't remind me.
So make sure you sub to his channel so we can get up to 1,000 and we can get that Bugsnax screen. Outside of that, you guys have a great and amazing week. We will see you next week for another episode of the DPS podcast. We'll talk to you guys on Twitter and any other place you are able to find us. Talk to y'all later.